Conversations with Kenni. It's your boy GT, the guitar man. Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to another edition of Conversations with Kenni. I have with me here my friends Esther, Solarin, the founder of Imole Counseling. I have Taiwo, Akinola, the founder of Singles of Honor. And today we'll be talking about, is love difficult to find? Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I will say that again. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let me start with Esther. What are your thoughts on love? Is love difficult to find? Because in recent times on social media, we hear people talking about love in a negative manner, saying I'm mood in love and stuff like that. What are your thoughts?
Are people actually looking for love? Let's start from there. Are you sure they're looking for love? Because sometimes saying, can I speak pidgin?
Feel free.
Sometimes when you hear what people are looking for, it's not love. Nah, like ATM, cook. You get that kind of thing. Like, so somebody is saying, oh, I want a relationship. I want someone that will take care of me. And then you are probing, okay, why do you want this relationship? And the responses you would get, so we take care of me, make my hair. But I'm like, excuse me. If you want poverty elevation scheme, why not just go to the government? So I feel that many people aren't looking for love per se. They think they are looking for love, but that's not really what they are looking for.
Yeah. Let me have your thoughts.
All right. So if we say, is love really hard to find in Lagos? I would say no and yes.
Okay.
So no. I would say no, because love is not hard to find when the motive of the person seeking love first is right.
Sure.
And then I would say no, number two, that love is not hard to find when the person that is seeking love is matured enough, to get into love, and not because of some sort of.
When you say mature enough, what do you mean?
Yes, a lot of people. For instance, if I saying that, some people get into university, for instance, and from 100 level, they start looking for, relationship and love. Excuse me, you don't even know what your CGPA.
Shots fired.
You want to carry SS luggage together with everybody is trying to let me do well. First in 100 level, and you are thinking of a relationship. So I said that because pressure will make people to want to do that. Like everybody in my room, they have boyfriends. For the ladies, and you are just Mumu, what's wrong with you now? Find one guy, make they go out together, just like anko. In Yoruba we say anko, like relationship is a uniform thing in the university. So that's why I said that. Number three, love is not hard to find. When people can really define love in their own terms the right way, like if you say you ask a counselor now that what is love, if you are asking me I will push it back to you in your own terms. What is love? So people should be able to define love in their own terms the right way. That's what I know, because for me that I've written a book, this topic that we are treating now, my first book was born out of, stuff like this. So in that book, I had to narrow it down to what love is, what love is not, test of true love. So I had to write all of that for the upcoming generation that are really, really rushing into this love thing, and they are really, really getting it wrong. So I will also say that love is hard to find, number one, if people have unrealistic expectations.
So true.
There are unrealistic expectations, that really make people to get into love.
Okay, so I want to put a context to it now. Sorry for interrupting you. So there's a show on social media. I know she watches. What is that? So the Hunt Games, and what people say on that show is, people will say, God. I want someone, and the person, someone, an odogu. What is an odogu? What is an odogu? Like, when it comes to love, what is an odogu? What is someone who has sugar daddy vibes?
Someone that has money, that's the something.
We even say those things like shamelessly, It has to have sugar daddy vibes, odogu vibes.
And you know, see, that's why I believe love is not hard to find.
Yeah.
Really. Because when your expectation is odogu, sugar daddy vibes, you wear a shower clothes. So to get for, like, what are you looking for? You're not looking for love, because if you're saying you're looking for love, then you mean that you're looking for someone who is going to care for you, who is going to have your best interest at heart, who is going to always strive to make life easier for you. Do you understand? That's what you are looking for. But what people are looking for is just someone to take Instagram pictures with. Just to say, oh, we look good together. To say, this person can satisfy me sexually, or this person can satisfy me financially, and that's it. So love is not hard to find, sincerely. Even though I mean, I hear people say that love is hard to find. Like, I have interactions with singles, and it's always like, oh my God, I've been trusting God for a life partner, I've been this and that, but it's not just happening. And I'm like, what are your expectations? What kind of person are you?
To be able to attract. You can't be giving a shower vibes and be expecting, you know, Choma Jesus. No, Daddy Gio. No, Daddy Gio. No, Timaya with a touch of CDJ.
Exactly. Like, that's what people are looking for. So, and I also feel that many people have experienced so much of trauma that when they even see love, they don't recognize it. You know, just before we started the session, I was talking to him earlier, and I was telling him about a particular session I had with someone. And then she went, oh, there is this guy, he's too good. I'm like, He said, he's too good. What do you mean? When you say somebody is too good, he's like, he's just it's as if he's perfect. Like, I can't even see any flaw. And I'm like, okay, so she's practically waiting for him to show that side. I'm like, you don't turn witch small, because now you are waiting. It's like you go still forehand. You are hiding something. How about you believe people for who they are and just give them that allowance first? If they now show you that, oh, really they were hiding, then you know that okay, they were the ones that, you know, did wrong. So for her now, it was obvious that she has had so much trauma. She has had so many good guys come around, and they will now show their real color.
Good bad guys.
You know, so she's in that space where everybody she meets, she's like, so they are greeting me like this. What else? You know, in fact, she said the guy opened the car for her, and she's like, open car. Like, she was actually shocked that someone could do that for her. So that gives an insight to the fact that trauma has affected many people. And that's why when people say something like, oh, I'm not looking for a relationship, or who is looking for love? It's like, it's trauma.
That's trauma speaking.
It's trauma. Give them better guy. Show them good love.
Even if you give them better guy, then go chase the guy.
It's true. Haven't you seen something like, he's too quiet? Like, show small with it. Excuse me. So really, people are in that space where they've experienced so many bad things. They can't even believe a good thing if they see one. She understand. So see as Kenni fine now. See as Kenni sets. Person go looking at, they look for bad things from your end. Like,
oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. See compliment.
No, but really, that's it. And if people can come to that place of healing, and that's why I'm always teaching healing, I'm always talking about it. Go for therapy. Be self-aware. Know what you are dealing with. There are people that even the marriages of their parents has colored their perception of love. Ask them what love is.
Let me stop you there. When you say marriage of their parents, what exactly do you mean? So
people have had, different parents, different marriages, different realities. So if you grow up in an environment where you experienced love, for instance, you saw daddy and mommy, they care for themselves, your yardstick for a life partner would be very different.
True.
It will be very different. But if you grew up in an environment where daddy say, come on, sit down there, all of you, including wife, going to the room, the expectation will be different. So if she meets a guy that shouts at her and treats her wrongly, she'll be like, oh yeah, that's it. That's the real Odogu vibe.
Odogo.
But when she sees someone that is quiet, she's like, you're too quiet for my liking. You're used to trauma.
True.
Yeah.
Let me come to Coach T. So let's talk about now. People say Namumu they love. What do you think about that statement?
When people say Namumu they love,
Do you think it's right? What's just your opinion?
It's individual perception.
Okay.
You understand? Because it still boils down to the experiences of people, like she said. So when you say Namumu they love, somebody who is saying that must have had 2-3 past experiences where she gave or he gave his heart wholeheartedly to somebody and their heart got broken, and then along the line another one happened, and then the person had to come to a conclusion that at
Never
this point
again.
Namumu na end the love. And there's this stuff trending now that ladies used to say understanding girl. They said this one now understanding girl. It's understanding girl that will not ask for money in relationship. It's understanding girl that will use her own money to cook for a guy and still take it to his house.
Wahala.
Understanding girl.
Nah,
So all of that, when people say Namumu they love, is as a result of experiences, individual experiences. You understand? But I can still tell anybody wholeheartedly that love still exists. Real love still exists. True love still exists. The question is, what are your expectations?
Okay, so before I delve into that, I want us to go on a short break. When we come back from the break, conversation will continue.
What does success mean to you? To a singer, success is about selling out a concert and having hit songs. To a filmmaker, success is about fans raving about his or her blockbuster movie. To an entrepreneur, success is about converting prospects into lifelong customers. For us at Visibility Solutions Media, our success is when we help you successfully tell your story and win in the marketplace. We produce videos that matter, media campaigns that sell, content that puts your brand in the spotlight. In short, we are the one your brand needs today and forever. Visit us at vsmpr.com or call 0805 468 0266.
Welcome back from the break. This is the Conversations with Kenni. I say with me here, Esther Solarin, the Imole Counseling.
You want to say Imole?
Imole Counseling.
Imole Counseling, that's all.
Imole Counseling, Madam. And I say with me, Pastor T. Would you love him to call you Pastor T or Coach T? Okay, because it's not church. It's not church level. Okay, so I'm still talking about not finding love in Lagos now. We're talking about is love difficult to find. So let me start from Esther.
Yeah.
So you've been talking about trauma.
Mm-hmm.
How does trauma really affect people?
It affects people a great deal. And the worst part is some people don't even know. That was what someone said to me yesterday. So she was commenting on my post and then she said, do you know that it is now that I am reading your posts that I am seeing it? I didn't even know. Because trauma basically is any major negative thing that happens to you. Do you understand? Like a major occurrence that has a negative impact on you. So it traumatizes you. That's basically trauma.
When you say it traumatizes you, what
so basically we are talking about maybe the death of a spouse, of a father, heartbreak, things like that. Anything that just shakes you to a point whereby you are looking at yourself and you are feeling like, oh my God, I guess I'm the only one in the world. That kind of feeling, that is trauma. So when life happens to us, many times we are not able to process our emotions. Life just happens, especially for men who life just happens to them and they just go, just move on like that. And even the way our parents raised us too. In fact, sometimes the way our parents raised us is traumatic.
Oh, that one. We gonna enter there. I beg.
The way our parents raised us. So you now find a situation whereby we've been conditioned a certain way. So much that we are not even aware of what is going on in us. So you find an average guy who says, oh no, I can't cry, we don't used to cry, or I'm always busy, or I love you, shebi I said it on wedding day, you should know I love you. That's it. They are not used to it. It's not their thing.
Yeah. It's
not okay. Don't let me say they are. I'm not trying to generalize, but it's not that person's thing. For instance, I hugged my husband and it's like, the problem is still there. God. And I'm like, hello, I'm just trying to express my empathy with you, through physical touch. And he's like, yeah, I get it, but it's not connected. The problem is still there. So if you drill it down, you realize it was probably not touched when he was a child. It was probably not cuddled and oh my baby. Maybe it was just, oh yeah, the firstborn, sit down there, do your thing. And he has grown up thinking that way. So there are many people that life has happened to that we are not even aware that it is life that is happening to us. So you find someone say, it has to be a rich man, sugar daddy vibes. Okay, that's fine. But then you drill down and you realize that her first boyfriend was probably very poor. And she, good girl, understanding chick. What did you call it?
Understanding girlfriend.
Understanding girlfriend. Maybe she was the understanding girl. Oh, we don't have money. Okay, it's fine. And she did all of that. Gave her all. Gave everything. And the guy just messed up. And then she's like, I think there's something about me and poor guys. We cannot connect. So let me go for someone who has the money. And then they go for that person, but they miss out on an important aspect of the entire relationship thing, which is someone who would genuinely care for you. So assuming you are asking for a wealthy man who is going to care for you, who is going to really, really care for you, it would have been good. But now it's a case of just bring the money. I can deal with any other thing. That's trauma.
I'll come back to you. So I want to, you said something about love. Mr. Loverboy. You said something about love earlier. About, there's a certain way love should be. But in your own opinion, what are the signs of true love?
Okay, so if I may be speaking directly to those who are Christians, the Bible is our standard, So if you look at 1 Corinthians 13, beginning from verse 4, began to list all the things that love is.
Love is patient.
Love is patient. Kind. Love does not take advantage of the other person. Love is this, love is that. Love is genuine. The Bible began to say all of that. So if you ask me generally, love is a very strong catalyst for success in every of life endeavor. Do you know what you have love for? And you are passionate about it, you are going to succeed at it. So for me, just like bringing it back to where I stopped, why love is hard for people to find. I was actually going to say that love will be hard for people to find when some people have entitlement mentality.
Okay.
To know that, this entitlement mentality of is a man. When he comes into my life, he should do everything to show that he can take care of me. You understand? And even if a guy is trying to show true and genuine love to a lady without physically bringing material things to show first, there are some rich...
Please bring the material things.
I understand, my sister. There are some rich family in this Lagos whereby they are Christians and they are really praying that their son should find a good girl to love. I've watched it in a movie. You understand? And the only thing they could do after the guy has come in contact with the wrong ladies was to disguise. The guy had to come down to become a gate man.
So to see if he's going to love him,
be able to find true love in the midst of that. So when people have this entitlement mentality, it makes love really hard for them to define. You know, like, as a lady, now that I handled the case last month, and the lady is my daughter.
Okay.
And then she found somebody in our office, and they were going out together. And this guy just feels so much entitled, to the point that the guy was like, since we are not working over the weekend, ask anybody around. The best every lady should do with a guy over the weekend.
But they will say, wala.
To be with a guy over the weekend. The lady is saying, no, I don't have to be with you. You have not married me yet. You shouldn't be feeling entitled to my time
and all that.
to my everything. And I was like, okay, so now that he's saying that you should be with your guy, first time, second time that you have gone, what exactly were you guys doing? It was just like he just wanted some touches. He just wanted me to be around. We hold hands, we talk, we look at each other, and then you know all those.
And
all
then
those
we lead to the den.
and then
now bet
until then now lead to something that can break their den.
Wow.
You know.
and they will enter the lion's den.
And so when it was getting to something that she couldn't be again, she was like, Coach Chi, what do I do at this point? So I had to tell her what exactly are the signals you are getting that this thing is not right. So she had to tell me that I feel when I marry this guy, he's going to be this, he's going to be bossy, he's going to feel so much entitled. In fact, he will actually be abusing me in that marriage. So I said, okay, I didn't want to put my mouth to one to a hand, because I already already seen some of those red flags. So she was like, okay, I can't deal. I can't cope. I'm just going to tell him straight that I'm not interested in you. I cannot. I said, no, don't break his heart that way. That the person I'm seeing also is like a mommy's boy, a kind of, so he's petty.
Wahala.
Kind of. So I just tell him, okay, you're a Christian and he's also a Christian. Tell him that you need some time out. You want to be sure. You want to be sure if it's the one. That is the way you get yourself out of something like that.
So when she comes back, she will not say God said he's not the one.
No, not. I didn't say you should tell him that God said
Okay.
that, no, you wanted some time out to bring yourself together, to be sure that you wanted him and that you want relationship and that it will lead to marriage. And so from there, when they check back, I tell her, I'm not still sure. Every reasonable guy will get signals.
The guy was checking back.
Wahala.
He was checking back. Every reasonable guy will get signals that this lady doesn't want me again, and then he will move on. But I just told her, don't tell him, I'm not interested. No, don't break his heart that way. So also, people need to know that when you are seeking for love, you should not major on minor and minor on major.
Yeah.
You understand? Taking it from where she stopped.
What you stop.
Some guys just see coming into relationship as seeing a lady as somebody that's going to help them fulfill their sexual urge stuff. Like you just come, we are dating now. If you not truly love me, we will be having sex and we'll be enjoying each other. By the time you start doing that, it is very, 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 very unrealistic for the both of them to still want to talk about marriage, because what you are going to enjoy in marriage, you have already eaten.
Like why pay bride price?
Really?
I mean, I'm getting it for free. So
something. So when people ask me, why are guys not getting married? I say, what guys are excited to want to get in the marriage? They have already eaten everything. So why are they getting married? So love now for ladies is about bring the money. Love for guys now is about bring your body. Give and take is what people define love as in Lagos. That's
so
why
it's transactional, basically.
Yes, love is not transactional, and that's why it's really making people not to find true love.
Okay, let hold that thought.
I wanted to add something to what he has said, to say that love is not something you find. Actually, love is just who you are. Like, this is the understanding I have. So I've known you since
19 Kokoro.
And we met online, but somehow we are still connected.
Yeah.
Because there is a vibe I bring to the table. There is a vibe you bring to the table. That vibe aligns, and so we are able to keep that relationship. if people understand that you are the love you are looking for, they will
Hallelujah.
not have to look for love. So what happens is people are looking for things outside of themselves that is actually supposed to be in themselves.
So let me come back
Yeah.
to you are the love you are looking for. So some people might not understand. They will just say they throw punchlines.
Say,
You are the love you are looking for. Break it down.
okay, so you are the love you are looking for. There are many people who don't even love themselves, who can't even spend time with themselves. Like they cannot sit alone in a space for 2 minutes. They are tired of themselves already. They can't even have a conversation with themselves by themselves for themselves. It is like, I am boring. I need external activities to make me feel alive. There are people that can't even go on a date with themselves. If they don't have a friend or a lover do that for them, it's like, how will it look like? They can't even go to the spa for themselves. So all the attention they are looking for is outside, and that is why the more they chase it, the more it goes away from them. Because when you get to that point whereby you are loving yourself, you are love yourself, by yourself you hype yourself, by yourself you take care of yourself, like you love yourself so much that somebody will find it attractive. Like, I like there's
Your
something
vibe.
about you,
Your
there's something
vibes.
about your vibe, and that is how you attract your kind. Really,
Exactly.
that's how you attract your kind. So if I say I'm a very intelligent person, it will show in the kind of content I put out there. It will show in the kind of conversations I have with people. When I go out to meet people and I talk to them, when you are listening to me, if I am on the intellectual level you want, you will naturally connect with me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
True.
But what happens is people don't want to do that work with themselves. They don't want to fall in love with themselves. They don't want to take care of themselves. They are waiting for an external person to do it for them. So they are looking for love. I don't know, say the person you are looking for is not looking for you because you don't look like what they are looking for. Do you understand?
Where's my shekere? I need a shekere. You guys are
So to
dropping
bring it
punchlines.
down now, we
Yeah.
will say that love begins with you,
Exactly.
and then what others get from you is an overflow.
That's it.
It's
That's
an
it.
overflow.
Oh,
It
an
begins with
overflow of what you already are.
What you
Yes.
already have. And you know, I see this play out in marriage a lot. Thank God I love myself. I go bath as I deck up, finish, reach. My husband, okay, now you don't repent. He's going to watch this video. You've repented, darling. But before now, I go deck up, finish. You not go even recognize, say, babe day. I will just walk up to the mirror and I'm like, I'm outside.
To God be the glory.
You know, and when I say that, he then looks at me and he's like, you are very beautiful.
Of course, some men are not. Some
Yeah.
men are not
I'm not
naturally
judging.
romantic in that way.
I'm not judging.
But in marriage, for somebody who had been in the family life space for a while, I realized that communication makes things easy in marriage.
Sure.
You understand? So if somebody is not loving you as you want to, it's not intentional. That person may not be wired that way. You have a duty to call the person, babe, look at me. How do I look? And I don't want to be repeating myself again. I need this compliment. I need this compliment from time to time.
Yeah.
And then when we take people through premarital counseling, we help them to understand how people receive love, the love language, the temperament, and everything. We help them to brush through so that you don't just get into marriage and you're looking at yourself and everything is boring.
Yeah.
You
And
have to be romantic.
You know that's what just to add to what you are saying. So you ask an average person, oh, you are looking for love, Abi. Is love difficult to find? He said, love is difficult
Very
to find.
difficult.
And then you now ask them, how do you want to be loved? Problem.
Some of them don't know.
They don't
Some
know.
They don't really know.
They say, I just want someone to take care of me. What does that mean? I just, and you know now, I don't know.
How much do you take care of your own self?
That's it.
Eh? Single ladies will be saying, I have no val. On Valentine's, I have no val. I say, you are the val. Take yourself to an eatery, an expensive one. Buy a plate of food in your front. Put another one on the other side. When you finish eating this one, you will
Go to
say,
the
babe,
other side.
you are doing well, babe. Hit another one. Next year, maybe somebody will replace this thing. But love yourself enough on that Valentine's Day to the point that you take yourself out.
Okay, so I want to ask you guys, this question, and I want you guys to break it down. So in Nigeria, I don't want to use the word shatbad because we are Christians. I don't want to, say shatbad is everywhere. But we know the state of the economy and we know the way things are. Why is it that love is monetized, or love seems to be monetized in Nigeria right now? You know that show we talk about, the Hunt Games show.
Yeah.
If even the presenter, Nance Miraji, would say, I don't want a guy who will take care of you. Like,
yes. It's because that's the physical expression that you're seeing.
Okay.
Money is the physical expression of that love. Like when you see someone spend on you, it's like, oh, he loves me. But beyond that money, does this person love you? The thing is, even when you ask them, okay, so beyond the money, does this person love you? They can't explain.
They can't, yeah.
They can't. Their brain cannot process any other kind of love, apart from that monetary love. Do you understand?
Monetary love.
It's monetary love now because it's money that is involved. Like, I love you, take money. That's the definition of love as far as they are concerned. But it's more than that, And now that, I mean, I've been married. I want to say now that I'm married, but hello, duh. I've been married for a couple of years.
I know you.
I see that kindness wins every day. Someone that is genuinely kind to you. Someone that even when you are misbehaving, the person will still treat you right.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Someone that even when things aren't going well, the person will still consider you a priority. Like, those are the things many people are not seeing because it is not monetary.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Question on the flow. So why do you think it's like that? Why do you think it's like that way, that people are focusing on the money and they are not focusing on the traits that will even last longer? Because even for marriage, nobody every time, it's not every time the resources will be. And it's not every time the keke go choke.
Yes, it's good that you mentioned Nigeria, because our scarcity mentality in the country is the reason. Is what is even overflowing into how people see relationship and all that. Survival mentality and this scarcity, is the reason for that. Number one. And so I know that money is necessary.
Yeah.
When you are dating someone, money is necessary.
You need money.
Money is important in relationship. When you enter marriage, money is important. It's important. Because on a daily basis you are spending money in marriage.
Money.
You understand? And then, but even if you look at the Bible says, if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? So it begins with the foundation. Money is necessary, but it is not everything that people should look out for when they are coming into relationship. Because when I counsel people, I get to tell them that, oh, lady, you are very excited that this guy works in Chevron, right? What if you step into marriage, the first 6 months he loses his job? How will you cope?
Correct.
How will you cope in that marriage? If money was the everything that got you attracted to this person, and that's why you want to marry him, the long run of it, are there other factors that if money is taken aside, your marriage will still be blissful? You will still be happy with each other. If they cannot be able to define and give me all of those other factors, I know there's going to be a problem in that marriage. So the foundation matter. Money is necessary, but it's not everything. People need to know that. The kindness she mentioned, the personality of the person,
No, Odogu.
No.
Not
The
Odogu.
personality of the person,
like a
the values,
kind of personality, or when you say personality.
character.
Sorry, you are going too fast. When you say the personality, I want us to be clear, because it be like we don't go advanced level of this our teaching stroke. What that? Now, some people, all these Gen Zs, they might not understand what you mean by personality, so they might feel you're talking about Odogu.
Okay.
An Odogu looking person, or a portable, a wala kind of person.
Gen Z. When we talk about personality,
He's a Gen Z.
I want to talk to them. When we talk about personality, you need to understand that the way a person treats you is part of his or her personality. The way the person carry himself or herself is part of their personality. His or her vision, plans for life It's part of their personality. If you meet somebody that is lazy and has money to throw around today, he will continuously be a lazy person in the marriage.
Okay.
You know, so those are the things.
Okay, so
we're talking
I want to ask you guys final question. We're going to probably have another session, but because I have a lot of questions, people need to know some of these things. But I want to know. I want to start from you, because you also talk about. I've been part of a couple of your trainings.
Okay.
Have I been part? Yes, I've been part.
Virtually,
Yes. And you talk about, and I like how you balance it. So on that same show, I don't know why I'm using that. But I like the show actually, because it reveals some of these things, mistakes people make. So now, what's the place of physical attraction? So I was watching an episode recently in Finding Love. I was watching an episode recently. So the lady was saying, she likes the guy, but he's not tall. He's not as okay. Let's talk about spec. We talk about spec a lot. We don't enter spec now. So what is?
Are you sure you want us to have this conversation?
Yes, that's why we are here.
Hey.
So this spec.
Okay.
What is spec really necessary?
Spec.
Is it special?
Okay. The English you are using, don't scatter the wiring in my head.
I wanted it to rhyme, but you don't
because I'm like science kisser.
Okay.
So let's talk about spec. Yeah, there is really nothing wrong in having a spec.
Okay.
Really. Spec in itself, there is nothing wrong in it. There's nothing wrong in saying I want someone that is tall or short or fair or dark. We all have these things. Even though, next time I say even though, part of me is always saying even though upon still. Even though our definition of spec was created as a result of our experiences. Yes. Many times when you ask people, why do you like the kind of spec you like? First, they don't know the answer. They don't know the why. Secondly, they will tell you, I just like it. But then when you now probe further, you would find something like, there was this actor that was my crush when I was a child. He was tall and all of that. Or there was this book I read.
M&B.
Oh, tell me about it. Or there was this uncle that came to live with us. Like, you would realize that we all pick these things from somewhere. Yeah. For me personally, my spec came from my parents. My mom is fair, my dad is dark. And I'm like, okay, I like that combination. That fair, dark, perfect. Since I am dark,
and that's your own combination too. Yeah.
Imagine, last that was all God did for me.
Yeah, exactly.
But I really wanted someone fair. Because I'm like, okay, since me I'm the fair, so it will be in the reverse for me. I want a fair guy. Can you see where that spec came from? Yeah. Now, if I say, spec, he has to be fair. The foundation of that spec, does it worth the amount of ishon that you are putting into it? Does it worth the amount of drama and energy you are putting into it? Why would you define your entire life because of the married picture your parents had? Why would you define it because of a book that is not even realistic? Even the actor in the book, probably the actor in the movie probably did makeup or something.
He said it.
So why would you define your future because of ideas you picked? Sometimes maybe your senior in school, like, I just like the way this person works, and your brain picks it that, okay, part of your spec is someone that works this way. So we need to start asking ourselves these questions. Where do these things come from? Now that you have them, is it bad? Like I said, it's not bad. There's really nothing wrong in it. Where I have a challenge is when you place it above other priorities. So spec refers to the physical outlook of someone, but beyond the physical outlook of someone, there is the internal outlook,
of course,
where you are seeing the person's values, the person's projection for life, the person's character, like he was saying. Now, the mistake people make is they place so much emphasis on the physical outlook that they completely ignore the internal outlook. So they see someone that is their spec, but the person is an abuser. And they say, forget on, he's fine. He's has 6 packs. He's going to use to pack them to the mortuary. Sorry about that. Do you understand? So the balance there is, yes, I have this spec. Yes, this is what I would have preferred. However, the inner virtue matter more to me. So if I see someone who has this inner virtue, even though the person does not exactly look like the physical feature I want, I will
Yes.
still go for that person.
Okay, all that thought.
That's
Okay.
the balance.
So now I want to ask you: can spec be adjusted? Can it be? Can should people be flexible when it comes to spec? Because she spoke about
Yeah.
okay, it's important. People forget spec. The only thing you need to look at is the inner qualities and all that.
Yeah.
But what if the person you are looking for has those inner qualities, but no, it's not really the spec?
Okay, so as somebody who speak to Christian singles a lot, I get to balance this when I'm on platforms to speak. First thing I used to tell them is that, don't get me wrong, God respects our choices. God is a respecter of your choice,
Yeah.
because marriage is not a contract. Marriage is a covenant. It's a lifetime covenant. And then you are coming into a space with somebody that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. You must like what you see.
Yeah.
You must like what you see, because it's a long-term journey.
Yeah.
Long-time journey. So if the person does not have the look of what you like, you go for what you like. Now, I tell Christian single, this is the balance. As much as God respects our choice, His will still will always override our choices. Because the Bible says God sees the end from the beginning. So if somebody that has the eye to see the end on the beginning is advising you that this is what I know is okay for you, wisdom to tell you that let me go for what God wants for me. That is for Christian singles. You understand? But generally speaking, just as you said, people should have spec, but their spec should not be, based on the things that they pick, on the street. Because when you talk about spec, okay, tell me what value. I mean, tell us what is this spec going to add
You're right. It's
to
value.
your own life
Yeah.
at the end of the
At
day
the end
or
of
in
the
the
day.
long run. There's nothing bad in tall, dark, handsome, guy. Those things are okay because it's your life.
Yeah.
You're going to spend the rest of life with. Ladies don't want to marry somebody that you will not be confident to introduce to people as like, that's my husband, and then you are proud. Because what gives ladies confidence is when they are in the crowd and their husband is able to compliment them.
Even men too.
Even men.
No,
ladies are even trying. Ladies are even trying because before she left home this morning, when her husband says, I said, "Oh, you will get good attention in that studio today." I know your husband must have given you that
And
compliment.
I did.
So there should be a place of balancing.
Yeah.
Spec is good, but there must be something more to that spec that will help you to continue to want to live your life with that person beyond that physical look. Acid can pour on anybody. I'm telling you. Hey, anything can happen. Anything can happen to this physical look that you are going.
Because to be honest, that's the issue. Me have respect. It's good to have this spec, But my opinion, I don't know if I'm supposed to share my opinion, but my opinion is that all these things where you respect, anything if it happen for road.
It can happen.
If you're talking about, if you're looking at financial capacity if it turn to, if it become incapacitated, that same capacity.
What are we saying?
Then it looks like you said,
Anything can happen to the look.
Haven't we heard stories of people good looking they got involved in accidents,
And that was it for them.
and the wife had to
go for physics.
Yeah.
Because it begins with chemistry. You understand? Because everything about love, relationship, marriage begins with chemistry. If you don't like a person for the start, the foundation is already getting faulty. When you see what you like, it will not be difficult for you to define it in your own terms. True or false?
Sorry, as much as I'm an advocate of
See what you like.
see what you like and all that, but at the end of the day, I think a lot of people put so much focus on this spec thing. No, why?
Misplaced
Because
priorities.
this thing actually grows.
Yeah.
Okay, let me use BP Nigeria as an example. People are in the same space. You say they look for tall guy, but you're already around, or you're around this short, not too tall guy, and because you are drawn to his values like kindness, he has integrity, cares for you. Suddenly, go to say this guy is not really.
It's not bad,
It's
though.
not bad though.
It's not bad.
An addition to that is that you see this spec thing. It's not difficult to find something to like about someone physically. It's not difficult at all. So I remember myself and my husband met online. Yeah, like and then the first time we met in person, he said to me later that I look like a round ball.
Was it a compliment then?
No, it wasn't, of course. So it was just gisting me later. I didn't say that day. It was just gisting me like, the first day I saw you, this one. My sister. Of course, unfortunately, the dressing did not package it well at that point. So for him, it was like, however,
it's not giving.
Like, I hope this lady is not going to blow up in marriage. Like,
that wasn't even his concern. He just felt the entire packaging did not align. He was not seeing any shape curve anywhere, and it's like, excuse me. But then he felt any hope, we can tweak some things up. And I remember he said, I think it was he said I focused on one good thing that I liked. That was what he said, particularly. He said that day I just focused on one good thing. I noticed you have really beautiful eyes, and that was my focus. I said, Baba, you don't mean it.
I don't look the beautiful eyes.
Stop it. But the point was, things began to evolve. As he began to share what he would have preferred, I began to make the necessary adjustments. It was just easy. The funny thing was, even on my end, I looked at him, I'm like, this person is very slim. Like, my God, how can somebody be this slim? But I'm like, not bad.
I will feed him well in marriage. You already calculated all of those.
Do you know the funny thing? When we got married, I actually particularly asked him, do you want to add weight? He said yes. Let us pray about it, and we did. And when I look at him now, even he himself cannot take his before and after.
When you say let us pray, so many questions to ask. Let us pray about it.
No, pray about it.
You guys pray about everything.
Yes, now it's God, not our Father. Hello.
You guys pray about
it. You pray now. Why would you pray?
Adding weight, do you need to pray about it?
No, people are different. People are different about.
So why I said we should pray about it is because he wanted it. I wanted it. And I know there are people who feed them, give them this house to eat. They are not going to add the weight.
Okay.
Do you understand? So that was where the prayer was coming from. Baba God, I beg, give us this.
Crown our effort.
So that exactly.
Crown. I will put my effort.
I will put my effort over crown it. And that was it. And now, if somebody looks at him, you will say, spec. Wow.
Fine man.
Fine boy. Hello. Should I show you his before? I did a good job.
So that's why we say as counselor that every ideal man or woman's spec is in the future. Your ideal is always in the future, and that's why so many people when you say somebody look ideal, that is what makes many single ladies gravitate towards
for married
men.
Holy Ghost fire.
They gravitate towards in the future.
It's always in the future
because
God will use somebody
you don't calm down, you don't package
to that
well.
Ideal state. You understand? I've been married for 10 years, and if you look at me 15 years ago when me and my wife were dating, you almost ask them, what did this lady see in this guy? Because
please, that quote, say it again. Say that quote again.
That every ideal man or woman's spouse spec
is in the future.
Is always in the future.
Yeah.
You understand? So that you have seen in that person, the container that you see had content to it. When container attracts you, look for the content that will sustain you. When the content sustains you, what you don't like in the container you see, you start adding something to it, so that it can almost look like what you. Many ladies are on the waiting list today because when you ask them what's happening, they say, I've not seen my spec.
You guys are blowing my head here. Let's just round off. We are going to have another session, obviously. Like, you guys are just sharing gems, man. Gems, too much gems. So I just want to thank you for coming on the show. Conversations with Kenni. Thank you. This has been like a master class. Even though I know some of these things, but the way when they enter, they carry him and go where I don't know. Wonderful. Nice having you guys. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We pray God blesses you, increase your ministry, you go from strength to strength. Thank you for coming. So thank you for watching today's edition of the show. We'll be right back with another wonderful edition. Stay with us.
Thank you for having us, sir.
Bye.
Conversations with Kenny. It's your boy GT, the guitar man.